Hi, I'm Jeremy Pollack, and you're about to watch a lesson in self-defense. Remember, our goal in this world is not to create more violence and aggression, but rather to create more peace and harmony whenever possible. So we're going to use these techniques only as a very last resort in the preservation and defense of innocent life. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to learn how to use a knife tactically. Pretty much everybody, if they go hiking or they're going on a 3-day trip or whatever, in your survival packs, you're going to have a knife on you. So if you're going to have a knife to use for hunting or for just random tactical stuff, you probably should learn how to use it for defense as well. I carry a Spyderco, which is a really easy 3.5-inch folding knife. It's legal in California and pretty much legal everywhere else. You can wear it so the clip is out, so it's not concealed. This is a training weapon. It's not sharp, so we can train with it, but it is metal, so it gives us a nice feel. It's the same weight as the normal knife. So a couple of things about using your knife. There's a couple of different grips. The first grip is going to be a closed grip. A lot of people train that. Second grip is going to be an open grip with the thumb, okay, or a thumb grip. The thumb grip's good. I like the thumb grip because it gives me a little bit more maneuverability, and I put my thumb right against that grip here so that if I'm stabbing, my hand's not going to slide and get cut, okay? So this is a little bit more secure. This one's a little bit more open, but more versatile. And the one thing you have to train when you're training with a thumb grip is that when you're cutting or when you're actually making contact, you do want to squeeze just for that moment. Sort of like when you're punching, you're staying relaxed, but at the moment of impact, you clench up. Same thing with the knife. You're going to clench just at the moment of impact and then coming back. What we're going to train today is a knife against knife. And Jimmy here is my assistant. He's going to be coming against me. He's got another Spyderco simulator. It's called the Delica. It's a little bit shorter. If you want to know, mine's called the Endura. That's the one I typically carry on me for tactical purposes or for just random stuff when I'm hiking and camping and stuff like that. So there's a couple of different things we need to keep in mind when we're using a knife against another knife. Okay. So first of all, if I'm using a knife and he doesn't have a knife on him, which is pretty rare because I'm only going to be using a knife in self-defense. I don't want to be using a knife to hurt someone, unless some weird circumstances. So I'm always going to have this knife in my front hand. If it was the opposite way and he didn't have a knife, I'd be using it in my rear hand to protect against it. Okay. But since he has a knife, my hand's going to be out. So go ahead, stand back a little bit, Jimmy. So my hand's going to be out. What I want to do is I want to keep my arm extended beyond 90 degrees. The reason why is because I'm always attacking the threat. I'm attacking the knife itself. Okay. I'm not going towards the body yet, because I need to worry about the first threat. And the first threat in this situation is the knife, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm just tracking his hand, and I'm cutting the hand, or cutting the wrist, okay? If I cut out over here, this is way too close to me. I need to just cut the wrist. Now, if I keep my hand or my arm extended beyond 90 degrees, and I cut the wrist, his knife's pretty far away from me at all times. If I let it come in like this, and he starts coming in towards me, and my arm is this is way too close for me. So my goal, theoretically, is to keep my hand or my arm beyond 90 degrees so that if he comes forward, I start moving back, okay? Because if I don't move back and he comes forward and I do this, he's so close to me. It's very dangerous. So my goal is just to start practicing my movement so that I can track when he comes forward, my arm stays at the same distance, the same angle, and he comes forward and I just move back, okay? So if you're stepping forward towards me, Jimmy, moving back. Stepping forward, moving back. Coming back a little bit further. So starting back, there you go. Coming forward, moving back. So this is what I practice, okay? So I'm just practicing that, just nice and slow. Again, this is theoretical. No knife defense is ever going to be 100% of the time, okay? And we're going to have other contingencies based on if he gets too close or he starts rushing me, which is pretty typical as well, okay? But this is what we train as a theoretical basis, and when he starts coming in towards me, I need to move back. Okay, so I'm just practicing that. So his first move is he's going to be slashing this way. Okay, like big slash towards my torso. If he's slashing towards me, boom, this is where he's going. Okay, so a big slash towards my torso. My first move is this knife is up. I'm tracking his knife, so my knife is sort of tracking where his knife is. He comes forward, and I'm just going to cut. As I cut, I'm moving at a 45-degree angle this way, away from that blade, so he swings out. Okay, so that's theoretically, this is my move, okay? So I want to move out as he comes forward to that, okay? So that's just my first, okay? So number one, okay? Number two is he's going to come this way with it. I'm going to move in the same direction away from that blade, Okay, but now I don't want to go to the inside of his body. I just want to keep going towards the outside of his body. So I'm moving in the same direction and cutting the outside of his hand now. Okay, so I'm coming this way. All right, so he's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so we're starting what's called a box pattern. We're going to use this box pattern. It's a 5-point box pattern, which means he's doing 5 different strikes, and I'm using 5 different defenses, and we're doing it in a pattern. And this way, we get to practice with all the pretty much the 5 general directions that a knife comes in, okay? And then once I get this down, I can start opening it up. I can start letting him do whatever he wants to do. I can just attack me, and I can practice that way. So the first 2 moves again is he's going to make the X, 1, 2, okay? So notice how my body's turned, less of a target. My hand is out. My arm is extended beyond 90 degrees. And my hand is up. I like to keep my hand up here, and I usually slap my shoulder just to practice, just to make sure my hand's up, because I want to protect my neck, okay? So I'm being aware of my arteries. I'm being aware of under my armpit, in my leg, okay? So my carotid artery, okay? I'm being aware of where I don't want to get cut. So I'm giving him the outside of my body, so if I get cut, hopefully that's where I get cut, okay? So 1, 2, first 2. Now he's going to come with his stabs. Stabs are going to be quick. They're going to be 2 in a row. Stab, stab, okay? So when he stabs, I'm going to tuck my belly, okay? I'm coming downwards with the knife, and I'm coming inwards with the knife. I come inwards by turning my knuckles. So I don't do this because I don't want to expose my wrist. You can do it. It's just not as safe. So instead, I'm going to come down and turn my knuckles in. 1, 2, okay? Kind of like I'm filleting the hand, okay? So 1, 2, okay? As I do this, I'm tucking my belly. The 5th move, the 5th strike in the box pattern is coming overhead. This is if someone was doing this kind of thing, right? Or even if they're doing this to the face, okay? So he's going to come overhead. He's coming downwards to that, okay? So again, I'm coming upwards and getting out of the way. Okay? Remember, I'm always moving my body, so I'm going to get out of the way, tucking the belly, moving out of the way. I'm not just cutting and not moving. Okay? So again, over, cutting. Okay? So we're going to do all 5 moves of the box pattern. Making the X, double stab, coming over the top. Okay? We're going to go slow. This is a good thing to practice with someone at home. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? More time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Coming a little bit closer now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? You see, that time I got to it quicker, so I went this way with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So this is our box pattern. And I can go back to him and do the same thing. He can practice his defense. So we're going 5 in a row. So that's the idea. So all I'm doing is tracking. So if I open it up and just let him come at me for a second. Okay, so I'm just going towards the hand. I'm just going towards that wrist, trying to keep my distance. Okay, so now we're going to add in some block trap counters. That means if the guy's coming too fast and I can't move out of the way like I was just practicing with my box pattern, at some point I'm going to need to trap that arm. Okay, so what this looks like is here. So if he comes in for that first strike and I come to here, yep, and I'm going to come back with the knife first to block and then trap the arm. So what again, coming through, big slash, good, big slash, just keep going all the way through. Big slash, good. Again. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm blocking with my knife first. I'm going to hand it off to my arm. I don't want to come in and reach with my arm unless I absolutely have to, but I don't want to come in and reach with my arm first. I want to always use my blade first to guard it and then coming in for that trap. So what I'm doing is he comes in for that big one, boom, and I'm blocking. I can block with the blade or I can block with the side. This is a little bit more surface area to block with. So I'm blocking here, keeping this here for a moment, and then coming in for my trap. I'm going to push and I'm going to straight arm him, just like a linebacker or something does, or a running back, right? So my hand's out, I'm just going to straight arm, pushing straight arm like that, pushing against him. Now I've got his back. This is real dangerous for him, and this is real good for me, right? So from here, I keep this up, and I can come underneath to the kidney, or I can come underneath under the carotid, or wherever I need to go, okay? So again, he's going to come here, he's going to attack, block, trap, coming in. This is if he's coming in too fast, right? I can't keep moving, okay? If I cannot engage with him, probably better. I don't want to get too close to a knife. So if I could just cut his arm up for a while until he loses the will to keep fighting or he loses the ability to keep fighting, that's great. But if I have to, he's coming in too fast, and I have to come trap. I need to trap at some point. And my knife's back here, and then I can come in into the to the neck, into the kidney. When I'm stabbing, again, this is violent stuff, so please only use it at an absolute last resort. When I'm stabbing, I want to create maximum damage, so I'm not just coming in and out. I'm coming in and ripping down and out. Coming in, ripping down and out, okay? Being careful of your hand. Coming in, ripping down and out. Coming in, ripping down and out, okay? Creating maximum damage when I can to stop this attack, okay? So again, it's one, trap, block and trap, okay? Same thing. Other side now, he comes this side, and I want to do it, let's say. Block and trap, good, again. Block and trap, okay? So I block, trapping this side now, okay? It's a little more dangerous, not ideal. I don't want to be on the inside if I don't have to be. But if I am on the inside, at least I have this. I can cut the arm up, okay? So again, here, one, trapping here, coming in here, okay? So he comes in, block, trap. Again, this is a little more difficult, very dangerous to try to trap that. If I can cut, I can cut. If not, he comes in too fast, I can't get away. I'm going to have to trap. That means I trap, and then I can come in, okay? Once I have the trap, it's great. It's getting the trap that's dangerous, so it's like a last resort. Okay, so we're going to one, trap here, two, trap here. You can combo these. You can go 1, 2 at the same time. So 1, 2, trap, okay? If he's coming too close, again, remember, look how dangerous this is to come in like that. So if he's coming too close and I can't get back, at that point I need to come in and trap, okay? One more time. Come in and trap, okay? One more time. Okay, come in and trap. Block and trap, okay? So now we're gonna practice the 3-4, the stabs, okay? He's gonna stab twice, 1, 2. Block, trap, coming in. Okay, so the way I do this is, he's coming block, cut, go ahead. He's coming in first, I'm cutting. He's coming too fast for me to keep moving back. So what I gotta do is I gotta clear this hand out of the way, then I do my block trap, okay? So 2 in a row, 1, 2, block, trap. Notice how I'm doing this. So I come down for my first cut, my second cut, I clear his hand as I cut. That way I can block, come in for the trap, okay? Cut, block, trap, cut, block, trap, okay? So 1, 2, coming in here. Now I've got here, here, all right? One more time. Good, okay, so we're gonna let's work all 4 now, okay? 1 at a time, okay, go, 1, cut, block, trap, 2, cut, block, trap, 3, 1, 2, block, trap, okay? And then 4, easy one. This one, I'm cutting him, basically I don't need a block because I just come up like I make an umbrella, right? So he comes down overhead, and I cut, okay? Overhead, cut. One more time, cut, okay? I'm grabbing here, then I'm already on the inside, okay? So that's our box pattern, 1 through 5, cut, cut, double stab, overhead. We just work that over and over. We can work just the defense, okay? So if I have enough room, I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4, and over, okay? Nice and easy. If I don't have enough room to move and he's coming in real fast, I'm coming in 1, block, trap, 2, block, trap, 3, 4, block, trap, 5, block, trap, okay? So that's our knife against knife defense with frontal grip, open thumb grip, or close grip. put my hands up. Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm going to turn my head. At the same time, I grab that, turning it down, stepping in, pop right in the nose, distract, coming under the barrel, trying to rip. If I have trouble, I'm going to knee, again, ripping, coming back. I'm going to